Okay, that's annoying. Let's not do that. It's me, it's your boy, Scepterpan, and we're back for another video right here. Scepterland, which is, of course, Scepterpan City's theme park. Oh, man, what a project. And the name, I think, is absolutely golden. It was, of course, thought up by my friend, longest supporter of this show and who inspired me to even begin. I don't think you prefer to be called by name, so I'm not going to call you out, but you know who you are. Thank you so much. So what I did to plan all of this out, because it's quite a compact space, as you can see, this is the thing that we're working with. I drew out a map. I did it on paper. I wanted to scan it in, but it didn't look right. I couldn't get the angle right either, because it's so, well, schematic. So I came up with this. Now, let's go over some of the areas here where I have Main Street, Ambitions of All, which is sort of a classical World Wonders thing, Invaders, which is an alien theme, Balthazar's Circus, or Circus Balthazar, which, of course, Circus, Magma Ritual, kind of a Pacific theme, King's Fief, which is medieval, Wacky World, which is just all the weird stuff that I found, and Treasures of the Sea. Now, you might be wondering, why themes? Well, that's what the kind of the thing that I like with theme parks, is that they have all sorts of different areas allocated to different types of themes, where you're going to find different types of buildings. It just gives, you know, the type of designation that you have for zones is just something that I really find fascinating. So I kind of wanted to work with that. I thought it was pretty exciting, honestly. I thought it was pretty fun, because what it means is that I have to go again through the workshop on Steam to find all sorts of buildings that can fit somewhere. Now, in the end, I found a whole lot of buildings that I really liked, and some that I had to kind of be imaginative with, because there's not actually a whole lot of theme park terminology and jargon. But yeah, I still found a whole bunch of things that I really liked, and in the end, the grand theme of the whole park, to make it sort of like a planned park and not just a park that came together quite strangely by happenstance, I decided to make Scepterland into a microcosm of Scepterpan City. So what do we have? When we start off in Main Street, which we're working on right now, we're beginning with that area, of course, we're going to actually have a city. This is where you're going to find a lot of the shops, souvenirs, restaurants, a whole bunch of things. Probably there's also some flat rides in there, maybe too, just masked by buildings. I thought that would be kind of cool, you know, it's based off of Scepterpan City when it comes to those old kinds of buildings, because it's going to use the European theme, as well as the overarching bridge, which is, of course, reminiscent of the Isle of Assembly, which is really quite the core of Scepterpan City anyway. After that, we're going to have a circus. This area right here, we're going to have two right after each other. This one, I kind of see as a sort of a petting zoo, perhaps. Just something for the kids. And right after that, we're going to have the actual thing where the shows take place. Sort of like almost an Americana sort of feel, but with weird buildings. I kind of like it. I'll talk more about that afterwards, though, because we got a song to get to, don't we? So let's listen.
So I guess I'll grab hold, listen to this song. Skip it up, do bop it up, skip it up, skip it up, skip it up, skip it up, I got the answer, baby. You're always right, and I'm so sorry for causing such a sight. I said you got me, babe. Wish that we could leave it at that. Instead, go.
running wild, got your demons in a cage, and I don't know what's going on in your head. So let's get you a drink and send you off to bed, and you'll have sweet dreams tonight. And when you wake up in the morning, you won't bite. No, no, I said you'll have sweet dreams tonight. And when you wake up in the morning, you won't. I say you got me, babe. Wish that we could leave it at that. Instead of going through this bouncing act.
I said you got me, babe. Wish that we could leave it at that. Instead of going through this bouncing act. Instead of going through this bouncing act.
Woo! So here we are at Magma Ritual, which is of course a play on the Tephra Mountain, which Scepter Pan City was built on, and that's what I was starting to say when I had to stop because of the song. The themes here, they're based off of Scepter Pan, so Scepter Land is actually this microcosm of Scepter Pan. So we start out with the city block, which is of course, as I said, related to the Isle of Assembly, which is the core of the city, and one of the most important parts of public perception of what Scepter Pan is the volcano that it's built on. It's the most pervasive cultural element of the entire city. It's just there. It's kind of like this weird Pacific culture. It's, you know, it just sticks around. You know, it's like, hey, what's quintessential Scepter Pan? That's going to be the volcano, which I wanted to incorporate by having this really big slide of what I presume to be like volcanic rock, which was at one point, of course, lava, which came out of the top, and there's this really long queue. It's probably one of the most impressive rides. It's a dark ride. All of it takes inside. Of course, it's not really a dark ride, but we're pretending here. And honestly, I really like the idea of it. It's just, it's one of my favorite rides because you can see it from a lot of angles, which is something that I really wanted to work with here. So we have some rides that really go into the air. They're very vertically built, I suppose, and they just have to stick out to me. I don't want them all clustered together, so this also helps with the theming. On the map, I've tried to have every section have one really big ride, just being very prominent, kind of like if you ever played Wario Land, which is sort of based off of that. If you look around, there's always these, when you're in the level selector, you can see these sort of monumentous buildings, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. And I kind of wanted something the same right here. So you're walking through the shop area there in the middle, and you're just like, hey, look at that volcano, man, that's cool. But you could also just like turn your head like 45 degrees and like, hey, that's pretty nice too. Now I have to go to a doctor because I snapped my neck. But you know, it kind of works like that, and that's pretty nice. Now we're gonna start working on the other area, the other side here, which has a flying saucer, which I just had to use. It was so quirky, it was so funny. It doesn't look much of a ride. I assume it's kind of like an indoor thing, maybe underground, which is a common theme. But I thought it'd be really cool. Kind of this area as a whole, sort of a kiddie section. Like this is a kiddie coaster right here, which is of course the Santa Monica Pier ride. It doesn't have any loopings. It's just kind of a short, small ride, and it's right next to Gulliver's Park, which is of course very fun for kids again to play in. And I think the UFO is kind of like a kid's ride. That's actually kind of cool. Like, it looks impressive. To me, it does. It's like the idea is that there's this UFO coming back to look at this crash site of this old alien thing. So you actually enter into the crashed UFO, and then you come out at the other hand where there's like an abandoned farmhouse. It's just love the scenery of it. But you check that out while the song plays.
call me by day and by night, and I'm already sick of you and the stupid song of yours. That's why I hired a man to take care of you. About this jerk, yes he shot, yes he shot. He shot me instead, singing it. Singing it, dop dip. Singing it, dop dip, dop dip, dop dip, dop dip, singing it, dop dip, dop dip, dop dip, dop dip.
So here we are already in the classical section, which is, of course, Ambitions of Old, based on some of the world wonders. We have the Sphinx, which is not actually a world wonder, but, you know, it's close enough. We got the Tower of Babel, which is actually based off of the largest ziggurat that was ever built in Babylon. It's kind of interesting because that thing that you see there is representing the Tower of Babel is actually based off of the Colosseum, which we're placing right now. Is of course based off of the painting by a Flemish painter. I think it's Jan van Eyck. But he was like, oh, what's old? The Colosseum's old. What's the Colosseum like? It's round. The Tower of Babel was probably round, but the ziggurat, you know, if you've ever seen a ziggurat, it's actually kind of like a pyramid. It's pretty square, but that's kind of funny. But you know, that's a little bit of trivia for you there. And a little bit of art history as well. Isn't that fun? So, whatever. That doesn't really matter. The Tower of Babel, I see it as a wooden coaster with all those curves going on. I just think it would be an amazing dark ride. Maybe with some, like, weird Nebuchadnezzar, like, insanity theme going on, where you see all sorts of really weird lights and stuff. Oh, man, it could be absolutely beautiful. Expect a lot of greens and blues inside that one. The outside, of course, is very yellow, nice color dynamic. The Colosseum I saw as it's an open space. I thought it would be a really cool place to have something like laser tag at. So that's what you know, you're trying to go with the theme that it already has. Like it's a place where people do battle. So I kind of wanted to keep in with that theme. I also couldn't really pretend that there was anything going on inside the walls of the Colosseum because, well, it's you know, there's nothing I can do there. How are you going to place lights? It's too thin. So a laser tag zone, which I think is actually really kind of cool. I would love to be there. I hope they do gate it off and maybe put some railings so that little kids don't fall out. But there's just a lot of nice areas here. We have this other coaster that kind of transitions into the area. A lot of cypress trees, which is just, you know, if you're going to typify something that looks like Italy, you always need those. Very beautiful. Did I say cypress or cypress? There's not really much of an auditory difference there. And of course we have a victory arch right here. It's just, I love this area so much. The go-karts as well. I just think this area just looks beautiful. And it should, because this is the thing that you get to see from the highway, so it really makes a lot of impact. I mean, imagine that you're driving into the city. Like maybe you're flying over. It already looks impressive, but just driving by, oh man, that's got to be like, fuck, I want to go there, right? Like, if I was a kid and I saw this while driving by, I would go ape shit. I would go like, whoa, let's go there, you know? Oh man, it's just getting me excited now talking about it. Ooh, I'm sweating a little bit. And yeah, you know, Sphinx. It's called the Pharaoh's Crypt, which of course the Sphinx wasn't a crypt, but hey, you got to do something. I could have called it like a parable of the crypt, maybe. Parable, sure, you know. whatever. It's cool. And then I decided, lighting is going to be pretty important. So I decided to get the mod where you can actually add more props, which I have enabled right now. So now I can actually add lights without necessarily having to put them on buildings. I can't actually put them on buildings, so I have to put them around them. And one thing that I really wanted to do with the magma stream is to make it look like a magma stream. I said it was volcanic rock, but I kind of want that burning ember kind of feeling to still be lingering here. And I just think it looks so cool from down below. It just looks so cool. I love it. So I really just wanted to play with some of the colors here to make the park really liven up at night, so you really get a different kind of experience. Of course, the park, I want it to be open for a long time. That means during the day, not that it's going to go bankrupt or anything, but maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe it's too expensive. Nevertheless, I just really wanted the feel of it to be kind of different at night, so it's maybe, you see different things just because of the lighting. Now, let's go on to King's Fief, which we're already steadily building right here with a very cartoonish looking castle, which is why I didn't ever use it anywhere else, but honestly, the model of it is just really cool. It reminds me of something that you would see in Team Fortress, maybe, but it really worked for the purposes of trying to make something that's very cartoony and almost stereotypical. It kind of actually reminds me of Hyrule Castle in Ocarina of Time in some ways. It just, man, I just really like it. It's one of those Wild Mouse rides, you know those? It's with the really crazy turns in it. It's like, whoa, my whiplash, and I just imagine being in that castle would just be really cool, in my opinion. I think it's pretty sweet. It adds so much color to it. It's not just like a little layer of veneers. There's like really like some cultural aspect in here, which I just think is pretty nice. And right here, we're going to do the graveyard, which I want it to be kind of a scary, spooky ride. So, of course, we're going to have a haunted house. But I kind of want to have a haunted house that's also a ride, which I haven't really seen much of. But I wanted it to be really kind of crazy. Like, I want it to be about hell and sort of this culture that existed in the Dark Ages about dying after the Black Death, of course, took so many lives. This kind of macabre culture that developed in the 14th century. So I based it off of that. So the entrance is just this very small, pathetic almost looking chapel, but there's this really big ride underneath the graves here. Really cool. It's just dark imagery. And you should look at it at night, because that's even better. But now we got a song, so I'm going to take a second and drink something. See you in a minute, my friend.
We to miss. We read it in no time, we'll forget it. We're just tropical fishes. Tropical fishes swimming through.
What a weird song, like the Navy we cannot it. What the hell's that? Oh, Chirpy, what happened to you, you vicious bird? Oh God, what are you gonna? Oh man, here, have a hot dog museum. Whatever. What the hell is that? Well, if you're wondering what the hell that is, these assets, some of them that I'm using here for Wacky Worlds, are from the Tempted Challenge, which was a contest that was held a year ago, almost exactly, I believe now, by, of course, Colossal Order on the forums and the Steam Workshop. And a lot of those models that came out of that were super funny. They're super funny. That giant corgi, the world's largest spatula, the world's largest hot dog, the Chirpy thing. Well, I don't even know what the hell that's called. And the world's largest head and the anthill. Man, here is the head, by the way. They were just so interesting. I've never seen anybody use them, and I just think it's a shame because people actually put work in this, and it's just so funny. They're funny assets, but I guess they stick out a little much, you know. I was able to use the treehouse in Setrapan South, but that's about it. The world's largest head doesn't really fit in anywhere, but I really wanted to use them in their own separate little area, which the only thing that I could really find to bind them all was Wacky World, so I put them all together there. Very nice. They fit well, as well as this one, the octopus. Is that an octopus tentacle? Oh man, that's also one of my favorites. So big, it's just so eye-catching. It's purple, which is a very unique color when it comes to buildings in this game. So, and it's right next to the highway, most importantly, so you get to see it again as sort of this weenie, to use another jargon word. It's just a very eye-catching tower. Oh well. You know, it's pretty nice. We're getting up to a point here where we're already doing the final area, which is Treasures of the Sea. A couple more extreme roller coasters, and I'm gonna give you a second to just watch it while I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be sitting here, so don't worry, I'm not going. I'll be back. over some numbers because that might be interesting to you. So when overlooking, as we're doing the final details here, overlooking the entirety of the park, how many coasters do we have? Quite a cool question. Good that you ask. We have 6 plein air coasters, which are just, you know, out in the open. There's just not a lot to them. Of course, we got the kiddie coaster. We got several wooden coasters, and we got these 2 crazy powered coasters, which is just pretty nice. I think they're both launched, actually. Then we have 8 dark rides, which are also roller coasters, including the one with Chirpy, which I imagine would be pretty cool to fly through Chirpy and the hot dog. And oh man, it's cool. And the Tower of Babylon, of course, the UFO thing, the haunted house, the castle, which of course the Wild Mouse ride that we have there, and it's just cool. The haunted house, by the way, is sort of like this mix between the mine cart ride and just a haunted house that's automated and like in a little cart. It's kind of a cool combination, I guess. Has a couple of quiet moments in it, kind of creepy, kind of cool, kind of spooky. So that's a total of 14 coasters. Now you're wondering, hey, what about that? The space shot. Good question. That's flat rides, of course. There's about 18, and that's including a log flume ride, which I assumed would be on the river, which, you know, of course I can't build. It's kind of a shame, but I think it'd be really nice to go past the volcano and see just some of the decoration there, the rocks on it. It's really nice. It's quite a heavy stream, but of course you're inside a little cart on a rail. But man, would be interesting to actually be able to ride that, wouldn't it? And I just really like it. So what do we have? A grand total of about 32 rides. Pretty decent. And as you're looking at the park, maybe at the end of this video when we do the cinematic shots, which is probably in something like 4 minutes, we're probably going to see a lot of people coming here, and that's quite reasonable. I mean, on the one hand, it's supposed to be popular, but it actually pulls in quite a lot of people. I think the Colosseum on its own attracts around 60 visitors every week, and just a lot of cars just are piling up. Now there is a problem that I used these tiles, the tiled roads. You might have noticed that. This is from, of course, the I want to say Traffic Plus Plus, but it's not that. It's the Network Extension Project. Is that right? I think that's right. Network Extension Project. And they have these very cool new tiled roads that I want to use. And I thought they were just pedestrian, but some cars seem to be driving on it. And I'm not just saying like service vehicles, like that's supposed to, like the fire trucks, the police cars, and ambulances are supposed to be able to drive on there. But I think, you know, civilian cars are also driving on there, which is kind of not designed, you know, it's not intended anyway. It wasn't designed that way, at least in my mind, but that's just something that I'm going to have to look past. I can't really quite change that. Now, when it comes down to the layout of the park, I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, I planned it pretty tightly, compactly. I mean, in order to have these 32 rides, pretty nice, pretty compact, pretty good though. A lot of good scenery, especially the volcano takes up the most scenery out of anything in the park. The graveyard is also pretty big, but you know, it has a lot less fluff, I think. A lot less fluff when compared to, of course, the volcano ride, which is just my baby. That's my favorite one. I've been waiting for so long to do that. And what I've also been waiting for a very long time is to do the Scepter Pan sign on the west side of the map right here, which you can see all along this wall, which, you know, looking at this wall for so long, almost a year now. I mean, we're 45 episodes in. I've had to look for hours at this wall right here of just rock, boring rock. I didn't want that. I never wanted that. As soon as I drew this out, I wanted to welcome to Scepter Pan right there. And to put it down, oh, it just feels so good. It feels so good. Oh, boy. Man, just look at that. Look at this. Look at this shot right here. Look at this. Oh, God. It's so good. Oh. It's so, oh man, just, I've never seen that being done. Of course, you have the Hollywood sign, but I think this is a whole new caliber. Just the space that it takes, the space and the height, and the oomph on that rock when it's dark. The lights on it. Oh, it just really it sends a bolt of joy through my entire. I get like jolted out of my seat almost. I'm exaggerating. I'm trying to sell something here, right? But yeah, I think it's really fun. Altogether, this project's been going on for so long, and to see it all come together like this, like we're getting pretty close to the end of the map, as you might have noticed. There's probably about 6 more areas. I mean, there's the Westerlands. We have the Cetropan Island. Again, self-aggrandizing asshole that you are, Steven. But nevertheless, never mind that. Cetropan, of course, is based off of a city. If you've listened to the first and the second episode, based off of a city. Cetropan is a city. City first, my name second. So maybe that helps, maybe it doesn't. I don't actually know. But yeah, so that's what it is. Then we have Avicena Avenues. We have Little Jerusalem, which we're gonna do next week, and that's about it. Avicena is kind of big, so I might divide that, and I hope I still be able to build that, but we'll have to see about that. I am already thinking about it doing a second city, so don't even worry about that. Cetropan City, it's not the end. But you know, we've looked at it a lot top down and just kind of hastily, kind of fast. How about we take a second here to look at it in quiet with one more song without me talking so much. Thank God. And you know, just enjoy a moment together, looking at some of the things that we have made together, because that's how I view it. The circus story. Here goes.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Russian circus. Please, the dreams never will come to do. From St. Petersburg, she was a trapezist. Vladimir from Genevieve, he was a penguin boy. A penguin boy, 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 a penguin boy, boy, boy. The bloody penguin boy. Flying in the lights and days, dying for lips. Always hidden, always crying in the shadow of his web. Trapped in his body, Natasha never look at me. But this night I've got the blood, there's nothing that could fail. Trapped in his body, Natasha never looks at him, but this night he's got a blend and nothing that could fail. Children are screaming, what's this flying monster man? Natasha tries to catch her, but the storm's outshore. Now penguin boy, the penguin boy, fly, fly, penguin boy, penguin boy, fly, fly, penguin boy.
And so here we are at the end of the video. Credits. Yeah, what can I say? Cetroland, I really enjoyed this. Took a long time to do, really long time. Finding the right assets, putting it all together. It was fun though. It was really fun. It was one of my favorite things that I did because it's essentially I'm doing like an entire amusement park in just one episode, which is almost kind of like planning out an entire city in some sort of a way. And it seems so much fun, especially with the buildings being there, which are residential. So there's actually people living there. I think the population in Sutter Land is around 2,000. Another thing that's not really designed or intended as designed. Is that how the term or phrase goes? Is that the idiom? I don't know. Again, you can send me corrections in the comment section, and suggestions as well. If or if you have something that's like, hey, maybe try this, or we can always look at that. Maybe for a second city, some of the ideas are already kind of fermented for Sutter Pan City, as this is kind of on its last legs here, but you can always try, and I can try myself to work some of your suggestions in, because I do take those very seriously. But anyway, if you have nothing like that, I want to thank you right now. Yes, this is almost ritualistic at this point. Thank you for watching 40 minutes. You spent all that time watching me, listening to me? I can't believe that. Really? Oh man, that means so much. That's so nice. Oh wow, you're a good person. You're really nice. That's really cool, man. I really appreciate that. You're very kind that you're willing to listen to me meander and show parts of myself that I probably shouldn't. But hey, we all have our things. And again, just thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you to do some things, whether that be mean to me or be nice to me. That'd be great. Or just build something yourself. Hope you had a great time, and I hope to see you next time when we do a Little Jerusalem, which is right across the river there, and that's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, and I think it's pretty nice. So I hope to see you then as well. And is there anything else I can say? But I sincerely really think that you're a good person, and don't forget to love yourself like I love you.